One of my friends once asked, "Do you even schedule the day you die?" After I showed her my everyday schedule, and I remember taking a pause and saw my old self in her. I would have thought I'm crazy too for having the same routine every day and preparing a next week's schedule. So I just shrugged and smiled because I know how stubborn I am with my YOLO style before. So it's best to just let time show her. I have only started this routine quite recently, this April in fact, and it's because I just realized that I'm actually very good at deep working. I can focus on doing something for at best 7 hours at 30 minutes work and 5-minute break intervals. And I love the feeling of accomplishment and being able to pour out the ideas empty from my mind, which means I could truly enjoy doing all the other things after that. I used to draw a lot back in high school, and it's the last time I know and the only activity I remember I enjoy focusing for hours on. But I can't seem to replicate that on anything else, because I'd either get sleepy, exhausted to go on, or very drained afterwards. I continued my YOLO lifestyle from then on until the present. I'll get so bored doing an activity so easily, I'd jump from one task to another. And if I were to plot my moods, it would look like this. The troughs are when I don't feel like doing anything. I would literally just stare at and think of nothing. While the crests are when I have so many ideas in my head, I wouldn't be able to sleep unless I write them out or organize them. These extremities are rare though, and usually I'm just here in the middle. I'll get bored if I do the same thing every time. And that's why I have a lot of hobbies: learning languages, Japanese, Mandarin, and then Korean, or learning programming languages like C, R, or ABAP, reading books, making videos, blogging, and starting random projects and not ever finishing most of them. But one day, while contemplating, I realized the only time I finish tasks with a flourish is when I know my end goal. I have this tunnel focus on reaching that, so I figured, why not apply that in my day-to-day life? So I tried that experiment on the 2-week break we had in April. Some of my friends were fasting, and one of my best friends introduced me to intermittent fasting too. I searched it up, and I've read that it's healthy, and most importantly, it's in line with my plans to give myself a large chunk of hours of focus. So I did. I eat and do my personal stuff in a 9-hour window, and then focus on one activity for the next 7 hours. And yeah, halfway through, I got stuck. What is missing? I looked at the parts I had finished well and contemplated again. Why can't I do the same with these other parts? And you know what I found? Structure. If I were to draw my way of thinking, it's like this. I am here, and this is the end goal. And I should just go straight to it, right? Yes. It's easy if I'm very familiar with a topic and know the steps toward it. But when I don't, I may know the end goal, but I just go astray until I got tired of not being able to find the way to the end. So I got to have the structure. And that's when I started changing my day-to-day life. And for the first time since high school, I was able to replicate that focus I had when I used to draw. I didn't have to rely on bouts of inspiration, which rarely come, and I get to enjoy the peace of an empty mind. Every part of my routine is part of a structure I made to reach an end goal, whether it be on my health, social life, or my personal growth. Although it may necessarily not be so rigid, since quality time with people I care about trumps all of these. But at least I have a default mode that is not filled with scrolling through trash on the internet that feeds on insecurities and superficial happiness. But I guess my stubborn yellow self will ask, "You're living like a robot. That's also not real happiness. Well, once you get to experience the sense of fulfillment of knowing that every day you're doing your best and enjoying the process, you will not look at happiness the same way again. So, yeah, to answer my friend's question, if I were to schedule my death tomorrow, I'd probably still be doing the same thing.